Ancient systems understood something important about human consciousness, that modern self-improvement groups almost completely ignore. Your environment doesn't just influence your behavior, it shapes what part of reality feel acceptable to you. And every environment carries a shadow. Carl Jung talked about something very important, and this is that every person has a shadow. That means that every person has suppressed emotions, suppressed longings, desires, and traits, right? And an environment is made up of many different people, right? And that means there's a collective shadow. Now, if you don't learn how to deal with that, it will control you. But the good news is, in this video, I will tell you how to become free of its control, how to really become free of your environment and manifest what you want, right? After this video, you will know the answer and your environment will no longer control you. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing you have to know is that your environment, it shapes your nervous system. It basically shapes your nervous system. Your nervous system shapes how you see reality. So for example, if you spend for 8 hours under exhausted people, then ambition starts to feel unrealistic to you, right? And another thing that you need to know before I come to the full solution, really the full formula, is that, as you know, the environment has this shadow. And I give you an example what I mean, so that you really know how it looks like, how not to deal with your environment, before we come to the part where you know how to deal. Let's imagine there is someone. He's working in a normal job, right? For 8 hours. Now, this day was stressful. Actually, what he wishes is to be free through his own business, right? Then he comes back home. Okay, maybe he eats. After that, despite feeling exhausted, he focuses on taking action to improve his business, right? But the thing is, it somehow doesn't work out, and he still feels exhausted. He feels this tension and the stress from the work. Okay, and despite he tries to take action, nothing works out. Okay, and he knows exactly the next day starts again. Okay, it will be like this. Now, where was the mistake? The thing is, even though he has gone home, on an emotional level, on an energetical level, he is still identified with his environment. He still experiences the stress from this environment. Okay? So he's still in the same vibration as his environment, in short, even though he tries to take physical action that goes somewhere else. And this is the missing link, the mistake. He didn't learn to separate, to disidentify with his environment on an energetical level. Okay, but I will show you that. So there's something that you need to know. So your environment is also simply like an energy, right? It has an energetical frequency, right? The level of thoughts and emotions that this environment experiences. Now, just taking action towards what you want is good, but it's not enough, right? What you need is to create a separation between your environment on an emotional level and you. And this is what truly brings you freedom. Freedom doesn't come instantly from getting into this absolute ideal environment where you want to be. Freedom comes from creating this emotional separation. The more you then disidentified with your environment, of what happened to you in these environments, even though if you're not already physically out there, the more you're disidentified emotionally, the more you are truly free. Now you can manifest what you truly want. No, this environment doesn't control you. The more reactive you are to your environment, the more it controls you. Okay? So what can you do about it? What can you do about it? So there are two things that you can do. One thing that is very important is my mistake in the past was when I was coming home after the job, I was feeling exhausted and I didn't do anything about it. Okay, but the real thing about this is that you learn to release this emotional charge when you're at home, because then you're no longer catching it. So what I recommend you, this is one of the first two things, is once you're home, is that you sit with your emotions for at least 20 minutes, or how longer it also takes. You can also do longer if you want to. And you allow yourself, when you do this when you have time, when you take the time for it, you allow yourself to re-experience this emotional charge or the stress from the day, right? So that you then can continue while not being any longer this energy of this environment, because otherwise you will just recreate this in the reality of your old environment, like the 9 to 5, right? Another thing that I can really recommend you is to create microenvironments. That means things you focus on that uplift you, that create a balance between your old environment that is probably not aligned with you and the new one. And this is like listening to your favorite music, reading the books that are helpful to you, that are helping you to get out of it, watching the YouTube videos that help you, and if you have any other sources or programs, or spending more time with people who help you, who are supportive towards what you want, right? So all kinds of sources and information or podcasts that help you to move in the right direction so that you balance that out. Do this after the meditation, best case, okay, where you release the stuff from the working day. And I recommend you to do this meditation every day. Now, I give you now a bonus that you can do. So one thing is you have to ask yourself is, what is the shadow of these people? So what are the opposite of the people? What is the opposite trait of the people that are in your environment? And this is what these people will reflect back to you, like something is wrong with you if you have these traits. If your environment is very logical oriented and obedient, they will reflect you back on a subtle level, like, hey, something is wrong with you if you think too much outside of the box. Something is wrong with you if you are creative, right? Okay, this is what the environments will reflect you back. But once you ask yourself this question that I just told you, right, to understand the environment, you can now become conscious of it. You simply become conscious. Use your daily life and your job to be as conscious as possible, okay? To be first as conscious as possible. And now you can do a special trick. You can say to yourself, even though I experience the stress, you use the even though method. You say to yourself, even though, yes, I experience the stress, so it's not aligned, I'm coming further towards my goals every day. So whenever you think, try to think with even though. Even though I'm here at my job, every day I come a little bit closer to my goals. Do this after you become conscious, right? Even though I'm still here, you do not deny reality. Even though I'm here, I'm sitting here, I come actually closer, or I've today gained again a new experience, a new lesson, or to come closer to my aligned vision. This is what you can do. Practice to be conscious and to reframe that towards your way without denying it. This is the ultimate formula. With this, you will get out of your environment because you don't give them your energy. You neutralize that, and then you put it towards the new environment that you want to create yourself. This is the trick how to be forever free. Okay? Comment below what helped you the most of these tips, what was the most helpful lesson, and if you are interested to learn more about it, to become more free, to manifest what you want, to release your blockages and change your beliefs, then you can click the link down below for a free discovery session, and we will see how I can help you, right? See you. Bye-bye.